Hello, everyone, and welcome to another show from Maple Covenant, your compass for a better life.
So, you're a newcomer to Canada, and you've probably already opened your first bank account. Awesome. But now? Well, now the real questions start popping up. Today, we're going to dig into the stuff that happens after you've got that account set up, the things that will really shape your financial start in this country. You're probably wondering, which bank actually has the best welcome bonus? Or what's the smartest way to send money back home to my family? And maybe the biggest question of all, which bank is going to give me the right first credit card to start building my financial future here? Okay, let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the thing that catches everyone's eye, those big cash bonuses. I mean, they sound amazing, right? But you absolutely have to know how they really work before you base your whole decision on them. Okay, now take a look at this. What's kind of funny is how similar all these bonuses are. Whether you're looking at RBC, Scotiabank, or TD, you're going to see a number somewhere in that $300 to $450 range. But, and this is a big but, the real difference is in the fine print. RBC, for example, they often want you to set up a direct deposit and pay a couple of bills. Scotiabank might tie their bonus to getting your paycheck deposited and, you guessed it, getting approved for one of their credit cards. And TD? They usually just want to see that you're actually using the account regularly. So, and this is maybe the most important takeaway. This is not free money on day one. You don't just walk out of the bank with a wad of cash. You earn this bonus over a few months by showing them that you're a good, active customer. Getting this one fact straight is absolutely key. So here's the bottom line on bonuses. Don't get hung up on chasing an extra $50. Seriously. Instead, look at those conditions and ask yourself, which of these things am I going to be doing anyway? If you know for a fact you'll have a regular salary coming in and you'll be paying your cell phone bill from that account, well, you should choose the bank that rewards you for exactly that. Simple. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the next super critical service for pretty much every newcomer, sending money home. For so many of us, this is an absolute lifeline. It's how we connect with and support our families. Now, here's where we start to see some real differences between the banks. RBC's big strength is just how easy it is. Their money transfer service is built right into their online banking, and you know what? It just works. It's reliable. Scotiabank, on the other hand, plays to its strength, its massive global footprint. So if you're a newcomer from Latin America, the Caribbean, or certain parts of Asia, Scotiabank is often a fantastic choice because they have a huge network there. So what about TD? Well, it's totally stable, totally secure, but here's a little strategy that a lot of savvy newcomers use. They keep their main TD account for all their Canadian banking, but for sending money home frequently, especially smaller amounts, they'll use a specialized service to save a ton on fees. And that brings us to a pro tip that could honestly save you a whole lot of money. It doesn't matter which bank you choose, always, and I mean always, compare their transfer rates with a service like Wise. A really smart move is to use a big Canadian bank for your salary and your bills, and then use a service like Wise for all your international money transfers. You really do get the best of both worlds. Okay, hold on. A quick but really important clarification here. A lot of people get stressed out wondering if they even qualify for these newcomer packages. So let's just clear that up right now. The good news is you're probably eligible. The rules are pretty broad and almost identical across all three of these banks. As you can see, they generally accept permanent residents, folks with work permits, international students, and even refugees with their valid documents. The main thing is to just have your passport and your official immigration papers with you when you go into the branch. Okay, on to our last topic, and in my opinion, it's the most important one. Your first credit card in Canada, it's not just a piece of plastic for buying things. It is the single most powerful tool you have for building a Canadian credit history. And that history, it's the key that will unlock your entire financial future here. So let's look at your options. RBC has their Ion Plus or Rewards Plus cards, and they're just fantastic if you want a simple, clean, digital-first kind of experience. Then you've got Scotiabank, which is famous for its Start Right unsecured card. And this is a huge deal because unsecured means you can often get started without putting down a security deposit. Finally, there's TD. They offer really solid cards that are perfect for people who are focused on building a stable, long-term relationship with their bank. Now, before we move on, I want you to really look at this slide. Your goal with this first card is not to get a huge credit limit. Your goal is to prove that you are a responsible person. And you do that with 3 simple rules. Rule 1, always use less than 30% of your available credit. Rule 2, pay 100% of your balance, on time or even early. And rule 3, never, ever, ever miss a payment. If you can master these 3 rules, you are well on your way.
All right, we've talked bonuses, we've talked international transfers, and we've talked about that all-important first credit card. So, how do you put it all together and actually make a choice? Let's break it down with a really simple framework.
Honestly, it just comes down to what you care about the most. You should probably choose RBC if you just want things to be simple and you love a really strong, easy-to-use app. Go with Scotiabank if you want a program that feels like it was literally designed for newcomers, especially with that awesome perk of getting unsecured credit early on. And you should choose TD if your number one priority is stability and you're thinking about building a really deep long-term relationship with one bank from day one. But here's the absolute truth, okay? All 3 of these banks are safe, solid, excellent choices. There is no single perfect bank. The best bank for you isn't the one with the biggest bonus, it's the one you're actually going to use responsibly to build a strong financial foundation. That's it. So now that you're all set up with your first bank account and your first credit card, what's the next logical step? Well, it's becoming a master of your Canadian credit score, and that is exactly what we're going to break down in our next explainer. We are literally going to give you the blueprint for how to build a 700+ credit score in your very first year here. We'll break down the 5 factors that actually control your score, we'll bust all the common myths that trip up newcomers, and we'll give you a clear step-by-step plan. So if this was helpful, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for the next part of our Newcomer banking series. It might just save you years of financial headaches.